When you grow your business, there's a good, in fact, better than good chance you're going to have several points in several periods in your life where you're under unbelievable stress. We also know that as part of the deal when you're growing your business and making changes in how you act and live in your business. So in today's video, we're going to tackle an issue you probably haven't really thought about. We're going to talk about what change does with you and how you live your values. The problem is if you want your business to grow, you're going to have to go through lots of changes over the life of your business. Here's just some of the changes that I know you're going to go through, which are going to put you under a lot of stress. Hiring your first employee. Just making the decision to hire your first employee. If you go back to that time when you started your business or when you took over a business, you had to hire somebody for the first time. You probably had a knot in your stomach. You really didn't know how to hire. You didn't really do it. You hired by what you thought was just sounded good. And that first employee may or may not have worked out. And if it didn't work out, which is more likely than not, you probably beat yourself up for quite a while. You went away from your core values or what was important for you as you're beating yourself up. Number 2, learning how to delegate. Most difficult skill you are ever going to learn as a business owner is how to delegate effectively. I can guarantee that you're going to look at delegation, you're going to do it wrong, and you're going to take a look at some of your values, you're going to say, I can't use that value right now, and you're not even going to think about it. You're just not going to do it. Developing a new product, especially a new product that's not going very well. All of us have had that experience where we thought we had a great idea. We start developing a new system, a new product, and it falls flat on our face. What happens? We're under stress. We start reacting. We're not being proactive. It's a real challenge. Changing how your business systems work. Now, I'm going to promise you that the systems you use in your business, which are mostly in your head when you have 5 to 10 employees, are not going to be the same systems you use if you have 50 employees. If you have 50 employees, your systems have to be formalized, put on paper, and used. And for most business owners I know, that's a real challenge and causes a tremendous amount of internal stress. And number 5, realizing your business might be going in the wrong direction. That doesn't happen to everybody, but there's a lot of change going on in the world. We're having to pivot all over the place. As much as I don't like the term pivot, we are. What we're going right now, we have to make a turn and do something else. Well, guess what happens when that goes on? Yeah, the stress level goes way, way up. These are all issues you're likely to face as you grow your business. The problem is change is stressful. In fact, it's so stressful that there's a good chance your core values are going to be seriously tested. The truth is, when you're under stress, those core values that you value and the things that you've been doing all the time when you feel sort of flat and neutral might just go out the window. You might even going to throw those values away until you get through the business change you must navigate. This is not a good thing to do. What this can do is can cause you significant problems down the road. It's a good idea for you to think about having a thinking partner who can help you get through the change. Your thinking partner might be a spouse, a fellow business owner, or even someone you hire from the outside. All of these people will be able to see what you're going through more clearly than you are. They're not under stress and can help you see what's really going on. We know how challenging change can be, especially when it comes to how you act while going through the change that you're facing. I've been there, and until I realized the stress I was under during a major change, I kept making the same mistake over and over and over. I would often revert to the opposite of what my core values said. When I had my food service and vending company, one of the biggest changes I went through was going to having one branch operation in one city and another branch in another city. Now, one of my core values was personal responsibility, which means I didn't blame others and I didn't justify where things were going wrong. Well, guess what happened? That second branch didn't work so well. Eventually it got there, but boy, was I under a lot of stress. We had a bad manager. I was blaming him instead of taking responsibility for hiring the bad manager. Myself, I blamed it all on him. And then things in our first branch weren't going so well. And I would scream and yell at people And it wasn't something I wanted to do. I never really thought about it. I was under a huge amount of stress, and instead of acting personally responsible, I did the opposite. So here are some simple steps that can help you stay true to your values as you're going through a major change and possibly having a ton of stress that goes along with that. First, recognize that you're going through a big change. I know that sounds really obvious and kind of stupid, but a lot of times we're under a huge amount of stress. We're going through a big change. We're trying to do something that's completely new that we really don't know how to do. And instead of saying, gee, this is a big change, I need to take a step back and breathe, we just keep charging forward. This is where a thinking partner can be really valuable for you. Except that this change is going to put a lot of stress on you and the values you hold dear. This just happens. So instead of going through the changes, charging through, make sure you check back with your values and see if you're actually doing what you want to do. Because if you're not, it's going to cause you real problems down the road. And as you're going through this change, you're moving from where you were to where you will be, you're going to have to focus and refocus on your core values. This is going to help you do the right thing you won't regret in the future. And even though it's a bit painful now, it'll save you even more pain and not having that pain down the road. I know how difficult change and the stressors that come with it are. If you find yourself in the place that I just explained, take a few minutes and have a conversation with me. So feel free contacting me at jpatrick@stage2planning.com and set up a time for us to talk. I would love to have a conversation with you about the change and stressors in your life and what you can do to manage that and stay true to your values. In the meantime, if you're not ready to talk, download our free infographic on the Stage 2 decision process. Just making a decision about what to do with a major thing is a challenge. This decision process is going to help you do it in a way where you're doing the right thing and understand why you're doing the right thing, knowing who's going to help you, and then how are you going to get there. And please scroll down, let me know what you think about the stressors in your life and how you can use your core values to keep you on the straight and narrow path. Hey, this is Josh Patrick. You're at The Sustainable Business. Thanks a lot for stopping by. I hope to see you back here really soon.